Hey there, this is John Chen, and I'm checking out a new four-camera setup for a cooking class I'm doing tomorrow. So I thought I'd do a little test and show you some of the prep that I'm doing. Tomorrow's recipe is fried rice, and we got this cool. This is lap chung. This is a Chinese style sausage. So I'm actually just going to cut this. Normally, I would cook this whole in a steamer, but tomorrow I'm actually going to cut it up and put it into a wok. So we're going to do that. We're going to do some shrimp, and then I need some simple syrup for a French 75. So we're doing a cocktail, and then we're also doing fried rice with a group around the world. So let's see what I got here. If you've never had this sausage, it is a great sausage. It is very juicy. Sometimes when you steam it, and then you take it out and then try and cut it, it explodes because there's there's so much fat in it. Today I'm using a cleaver. Let's give it a chop. Drop into dinner I've got here for tomorrow, getting it ready. All right, let's see. I'm gonna check out Facebook and see if anybody's here. No. That's the best part. If you are here and you are listening to this, hit the chat. I'll put this up and see if I can. I'll chat anybody. I'll check a little bit as we go here. See if I can split my windows today. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's see what's the next thing. Oh, more sausage. Of course, you can do diagonal cuts too. The people who taught me like to say more flavor. The advantage of using a cleaver is that you can, of course, use it like a shovel or as a spatula, so you can bring out other things, able to scoop a large item. So I think it looks like we're going to do 4 sets here. I'm happy to say I finally got all my knives sharp in the house. It only took me an entire pandemic to do that. Let's just do 2 more. The rest we'll save for later. Keep your fingers out of the way. All right, that's enough for tomorrow. Now, well, what's the next thing we're going to do? We've got shrimp. So I need a container. See if my shrimp are, yeah, it looks like they're finally defrosted enough. Got a container here. So all we're going to do is shell some shrimp, make it easier to cook tomorrow. Let's get rid of the shells. Of course, those who know me know that I would most likely make stock with the shells too, but we're not going to do that today. So look at these shrimp are all deveined. All I got to do is shell them. Just make them easier to eat tomorrow. So let's see. Where's my camera? There we go. That's our shrimp for the day. So it's a little bit of Chinese surf and turf, Chinese sausage and shrimp. Oh, our neighbor she's at least seen this video once. Now she knows what to come over for a dish. I do believe Sarah came over earlier for rhubarb pie that I didn't make, that Donna made. And it was good. I did make the crust for it. That was my contribution. A handmade crust made through the Cuisinart. This one small secret that I can share with you is that in addition to the butter, bacon fat was used. For those who are bacon lovers, you can chat bacon. Sarah's already, I want some, neighbor. You know, the best part is because I'm broadcasting tomorrow to multiple time zones. I start cooking at 6:30 a.m. Now, the good news is that fried rice is a breakfast food, right? At least it has eggs in it. A little early to be drinking, but you know, the client did want me to make a cocktail. So I do that. I have made an old fashioned, a Manhattan. Now what I think a daiquiri. Oh, a margarita. Yeah, margarita. Props to Aaron Blank at Fury Group, who hired me to do that with their group. It was really cool. It was a 40th year anniversary party. And they had lots of clients that called in, people they haven't seen for a while, and that's of course the power of events. All right, we actually have some people here online, at least on Facebook. So hello. Hope you enjoy this four-piece setup. So the simple syrup is something required for this recipe. Actually, pretty easy. 2 ingredients. Again, we'll give you a little preview here of the shrimp. Very cool using this. This is an iPad camera, so it does do a good job of autofocusing, although you might see it blip a little bit, which is that it'll autofocus in and out. Sometimes it'll make you think that you're drunk when it doesn't mean to. But when you do hold something up to it close, it does look good. Sarah, do me a favor. Tell me how the mic sounds, because I'm working a new audio setup. Normally, I'd wear a lav. I just didn't want to. I couldn't actually tomorrow disconnect my mixing board and bring it downstairs. It was just a little too much to do. I guess I could have done it, but I didn't want to. And then with that, then I can walk around the kitchen, and no matter where I'm at, it sounds good. Instead, I have a 2 mic setup and I can actually switch. All right, Sarah says it sounds good. Thanks, Sarah. All right, Sarah, you can chat. What did you have for dinner over there across the street? All right, I got about 10 more shrimp to go. So yeah, the fried rice dish too. If you haven't seen the Uncle Roger series, you should check it out. Maybe I'll put it up in the chat later. It's hilarious. He reviews other people making fried rice, telling you all the right and wrong things to do. So I attempt to use as many of the right things as possible. Cleaver is one of them. Using a metal wok is another one of them. Because don't use Teflon and metal utensils, duh. But there's a number of chefs who've done it. Teriyaki chicken, ooh, Spanish rice and asparagus. The asparagus is fresh right now. That's what Sarah had for dinner today. That sounds good. We had asparagus earlier. I think some of it actually came from the farmer's market. If you're up here in Shoreline, there's a farmer's market every Saturday, 10 to 2. And they have some really cool, unique items, including organic strawberries and occasionally mushrooms. They weren't there last week, or at least last time we went, but they have been there before. So the best part too, of course, is doing all this is prepping everything the day before. So when you're cooking on camera, just like cooking on television, you gotta have everything ready. And so you can do that, and so you can cook on the fly, but also cook as soon as possible. I'll be curious to see tomorrow how many people prepped anything. The number one thing you have to do though is cook your rice the day before. Cook the rice the day before. You can't cook rice on the day you're going to make fried rice and normally have it good. Usually fried rice is made with rice that has been refrigerated or stored for a day. Now, Sarah, Donna, Sarah gave your pie a prop. The pie was delicious, she said. Donna made it, I think, with fresh and I think organic rhubarb. They were big. And Donna's happy that somebody likes rhubarb pie. So it's not something I would say that I grew up with, rhubarb pie, but I like it. And she also made a raspberry rhubarb pie, not strawberry. Just wants to make a point of that. All right, getting down to the last shrimp. I haven't made a seafood dish recently either. For those who are near Seattle, or at least in the Northwest too, we're expecting some massive heat wave. Even Cliff Mass, the renowned meteorologist who has one of the most popular blogs, last winter storm, his blog totally blew up, and he successfully predicted one of the biggest snowstorms in Seattle. I know I took heed. I know that I didn't get caught in all of his stuff there. Well, that's good news. Okay, all the shrimp is prepped. I'm going to actually do something crafty too and save the shells for later. You can actually freeze the shells, and then when I have some other fish thing that I make later, you add these shells and make fish stock. But Donna will tell you too, to be careful, fish stock can stink up your whole house, depending upon what you use for the seafood. So be careful. All right, awesome. Okay, so we prepped two things. We're now to the last part. And I'm gonna swap mics now to the other side. This is the trick that I decided to use. All right, so see now this mic should be on over here as I come over to this other side. And this recipe called for simple syrup. So simple syrup is basically 50-50 water and either sugar. And today I'm actually going to use honey. So I'm going to store it in this jar. So I just actually need some water. I moved all the water pitchers today. It's going to be half water and half honey. All right, here comes the water. You hear that? It was a swish. It was a preheated the pan. I've got a whisk. And let's just take the lid off of here. And now I'm just going to guess on how much honey. I'm not going to measure. Why would I do that? There you go. For those who can see that honey. This is Costco honey. Yep, this is Kirkland wildflower honey. It's been stored a little while, so it's not quite as horrible as it used to be. So I'm gonna have to wait for some of it to come out. Now I can turn the fire up. Cool news, earlier this year, pre-pandemic, I actually got down to one burner. All the other burners were broken. The dials wouldn't turn, and it just turns out actually it's really simple. I thought I'd have to replace them. Just needs WD-40. They just get dirty or they get stuck. And so they want to the point that they won't turn on. And actually it turns out a burner, when I got the stove, I did buy it used, in the center didn't work. And so I put WD-40 on it. Back up to 5 burners on the. We're just watching honey fall. Let's see. I think I also maybe have something here that can help. Finally, all right, the spatula, miniature spatula. This is a cool. I don't know where I got this from, but all I can tell you is I use it all the time for all sorts of things. I'm gonna reach into this honey and see if I can get any more out. There we go. All right, I think that's enough. All right, need a pot holder. This pan has no handle except a metal handle, which of course gets hot, which means you can burn yourself on it. You can at least put this pot in the stove. So simple syrup, all you gotta do is put this in, heat it up enough so that the honey dissolves. That actually was good enough. Cool, this is wildflower honey too. I can actually, you can smell some of the wildflower flavor there. So bring it over to the camera. Let's see if we can get a pour. All right, rinse that. switch our mic back here. Come back to this side. Yeah, so simple syrup. Yeah, what goes in this recipe? It's gin. Actually, tomorrow I'm going to use aquavit, but you're supposed to use gin for French 75, lemon juice. Well, I know there's one more ingredient in here somewhere. Lemon juice and oh, simple syrup, of course. Oh yeah, so you shake all that on ice and then you pour it into a champagne glass, which I can get ready here. So pour that into a champagne glass. So I have that ready for tomorrow. And then top it off with champagne. And then have a lemon twist on it. That's a French 75. So that's the cocktail that I'll be making. All right. Amazing enough, I think I avoided a trip to the store and I prepped everything. So I'll say thanks for anybody who hung out here. And if you want to come cook with me, I actually will going to give a free fried rice class on a Friday coming up. Not this Friday. I believe it should be 1 or 2 Fridays from now. So if you want to come cook fried rice with us, I'd be happy to teach you here in the amazing, engaging version.